Hello, neighbors. I'm speaking to you as a fellow resident of Arcadia who deeply values the safety, peace, and well-being of our community. Today, we face a pivotal challenge, the Elara Arcadia housing project that could significantly impact the fabric of our town.
Arcadia planning staff has no control over this development whatsoever. The state legislature has decided that in order to solve the housing crisis, this is necessary to build houses without the level of community input and scrutiny that we're used to. This is at 4217 East Live Oak Avenue.
I'm a senior project manager with Affirmed Housing. Sorry, in a past life, I used to work for a jurisdiction and I naturally slip into insert name of city. Elara is approved to be 83 feet tall, 6 stories. There have been approximately 50 different pieces of legislation that have been approved by state law, and it's provided incentives and density bonuses. Basically allows more homes to be built than the base zoning allows. Elara is not required to provide any parking under state law. We are providing about 23 parking spaces on site. 45 apartments will be set aside for people who are exiting homelessness. You may hear them referred to as permanent supportive housing. Permanent supportive housing tenants are matched through the coordinated entry system. That's a completely separate process from the general affordable units.
Let's reflect on what happened in Carlsbad with Windsor Point. The same type of permanent supportive housing project failed by the same developer, Affirmed Housing. Since its opening, Windsor Point has become a hotspot for crime, including attempted murders, sexual assaults, and ongoing disturbances. It's been a disaster for the local community.
Riddled with warning signs, crime, and police, all captured in nightly videos taken by residents.
Cops are here all the time. Swarm of 5 SUV vehicles all at once.
Neighbors blame this building next door. It's called Windsor Point, a mix of 50 units of low-income and permanent supportive housing for people once homeless or diagnosed with severe mental illness. Police did confirm a few high-profile cases at Tuesday's city council meeting, one involving a guest of Windsor Point who molested a child of a resident in July of last year. After a visit there this morning, the chief of police says security still is a big issue.
Because I was able to gain access to multiple doors, and I saw a female gain access very easily. People basically can just pull as hard as they can, and they can make those doors open.
Residents in Carlsbad are living a nightmare. A once quiet neighborhood now endures daily police visits, with nearly half of the calls linked to mental health crises.
The severity of these incidences should be everyone's priority.
Clearly, the incidences that are occurring inside the facility are spilling out into the neighborhood.
My little girl has had to step over a crack pipe and around drunken residents on the sidewalk out front, vomiting in the planter.
We have seen residents of Windsor Point passed out over the steering wheel of their vehicle. One individual is actually passed out while parked in the middle of our street. We have seen residents arrested, littering, and experiencing mental health crises.
They told the little kids that they were gonna kill them. Like my little sister was playing outside and one of the ladies screamed that out.
There's a lot of mental health problems. And that's very true. And there's a lot of drug addiction. That's very true as well. What are they doing about it? Nothing.
Now, imagine this happening here, near our preschools, parks, and homes. Elara Arcadia is marketed as affordable housing, but at what cost? Carlsbad's experience warns us that without robust management, proper security, and comprehensive support services, our community's safety and serenity could be jeopardized. This isn't just about statistics, it's about preserving the quality of life we hold dear, ensuring the safety of our children, and protecting the tranquility that defines Arcadia.
It doesn't do anything to the people wandering out from your facility into the neighborhood. I don't see anything about safety for the residents that live around there.
I want to know if any of you on this project have walked the neighborhood, specifically east of where this project's going to be. And it is common for me to observe people consuming drugs, including needles, in their parked cars, right where you're going to put these people. LA County Sheriff patrols in the area are rare.
If a resident damages something outside of the community, I cannot control that. That would be as if your neighbor in general damaged something. But any damages caused at the community, or if there's trash, loitering, anything of that nature, we have rights to enforce those rules.
They do own Lumina. From what I understand, it's a disaster. It's across the street from an elementary school. Police are there all the time. Windsor Point in Carlsbad, project that's gone way south.
This is very alarming. They only opened 2 years ago, and there has been 762 first responder calls. I personally is not against affordable housing. I am against a poorly managed facility.
This project is a win-lose project. We all know that. Who wins? The contractor wins because they get to build 100 units for a hefty $50 million of taxpayers' money. Who loses? Who loses? All of us?
This isn't just opposition. It's a heartfelt plea to protect the future of our community. We need to rally community pressure, just like the residents of Laverne and San Dimas, who successfully stopped a private developer from building a similar unsafe housing project in their neighborhood.
This is not solving it. You're enabling people. You're handing them a building. Here, live in this. We'll pay your rent. We'll give you your food.
Housing First has been tried and tried and tried and has been a failure. It's going to be an albatross in the community. We need to start addressing core problems, not just throwing money away.
This is not senior housing. We know that. It's unhoused housing. But I'm concerned. This is going to be across from my front door. Am I going to be safe to walk in the Fox Glen area?
In order for a project to work, the community has to be behind it. And there's been some misinformation in terms of this being a county project. It is not a county project. The only role the county had was they applied for a grant, a $7 million grant, which we pulled back when we found out, or I pulled back when we found out that they had not done community outreach. Because, as I've said, the community needs to be involved. This is a private property and a nonprofit putting together a proposal, and because the state changed the laws, it's called it by right. And I'm as frustrated as you are because I like to fix things. And this is very frustrating for me because I hear loud and clear, and I want to thank you all for using your voices. We've heard you, I've heard you.
This is why the Arcadia Safety Guardians are stepping up and taking a stand to protect our community and ensure responsible development that prioritizes public safety. Here's how we can stand united. Organize. Join and support the Arcadia Safety Guardians. Educate. Share this information widely. If necessary, we must explore legal avenues to ensure that Arcadia doesn't repeat Carlsbad's mistakes. We need your support. Please consider contributing to our GoFundMe campaign. Your donations will directly fund legal challenges, community outreach efforts, and awareness initiatives. Thank you for standing with us. Together, we can ensure Arcadia remains a safe and thriving place for all.